So I've played the CEX lottery. I ordered a few expensive games. Have I won? Now this is interesting, right? Because I've never had a single game in this form factor from CEX appear in a box this thick. I I don't know why it looks like this. I mean, maybe they've packaged it really, really well. For those that don't know, the CEX lottery, as I like to label it anyway, is when you order a game and it turns up, but you don't know what it looks like until you get it. Because sometimes the decision upon whether you actually, accept a game is how does it look? Because if you're spending nearly £100 on one game, you're not going to want it to be in terrible condition, especially because well, that is not a small amount of money to pay for a PlayStation 2 game. By the way, everybody, before we continue, this is what my shelves are currently looking like. I've got some front-facing games on each row to fill in gaps because I want to make sure that both of my shelves, new and old, still look full even before they technically are. And if you guys haven't already, do drop me a subscribe because we're like 250 or so subscribers away from 10,000. And the sooner we get there, the better. I have plans. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some sort of mini special. I'm not sure yet. There have been times where I've played the CEX lottery before and lost, kind of. I'll show you one of them, but let me talk to you about the first time this happened. So typically, CEX will try not to send you platinum versions of games. A lot of the times with the more expensive stuff, it is listed whether or not what you're buying is or is not platinum. It'll be a separate listing because the platinum is worth less. Like if you look at the Resident Evil games or the Silent Hill games, etc., the platinum version of the PlayStation 1 rarities is always worth less than the original release is. It's just how that works. But I have had it before where they cocked up, and I think it was my Resident Evil 2. It arrived to me, or it might have been Resident Evil 1. It was one of them. It arrived to me, and it was a platinum. So I took it back, and then I travelled and manually found the one I was looking for. Or sometimes you play the lottery, and like the condition of the case is a bit of a factor. So this is something that realistically only I would probably notice or be bothered about. But take a look at the condition, or at least the colour, of my Resident Evil 3 PS1 case versus the the Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 cases. It's just a little bit discoloured, and it does bother me a little bit, but at the end of the day, these games are probably older than I am, and I'm 26, so they're getting on a bit, so it's not to be unexpected. Some cosmetic damage is natural. So for example, another example of that is Silent Hill 2. Because this is a cardboard case, and they are all cardboard cases, they're all in some form of disarray, and it's really frustrating, especially because in some instances, CEX themselves are the cause of this damage. So you can see this rip in the front. That's where the sticker came off and took a bit of the front cover with it. That's very, very annoying, because just don't put stickers on cardboard when you can tell that is going to happen. Like, this should be rocket science. But other than that, I think that my Silent Hill 2 is in pretty decent condition compared to some of the ones that I have seen. But then another example of when I played the CEX lottery and it just kind of worked out differently than I expected was the Tekken games. So my Tekken collection, each one of my PS1 Tekken games is in a different style PlayStation 1 box. And I've since had like retro people in my comment sections explaining what each case is and whether it's legit or not. I think we came to the conclusion that Tekken 2 has perhaps at some point in its lifespan been reboxed. That this version of Tekken 3, where it opens like a modern game would, is an X rental copy, and that the Tekken 1 box over here, which I've never seen a case like this before, where it's sort of folds open. That is a thick boy manual. Look at that, thick with several C's. That this is the original case that it came in, and it was just the way those cases looked. Initially, I didn't like the fact that these all look different because I like uniformity to my collection, but I think it kind of adds, I don't know, a little bit of history. Like, even a rental copy is still kind of cool because I don't have any of the others. I don't mind Tekken 2 being like that because it fits in with the rest of the PlayStation 1 stuff. And if this is the way that Tekken 1 was actually released, then that's probably ideally how I wanted it anyway. Come on, guys, you can all balance. If you ever wonder, by the way, how my PlayStation 2 display here balances like this, let me take you around the back. If you look, I've got single blocks of wood behind each game, propping it up so that it all stands up. Me and wood, we get along really well. Just like how I showed you in this case there was blocks of wood. Anyway, should we get to the unboxing of the games that I got and see if I won or lost the lottery? So they've packaged this quite tightly, and I can never figure out because like there's supposed to be like a rip thing here, but you can't actually get at it. So I'm gonna go in at the top and hope for the best, and then just. I think we're winning. I think we're winning. This is where it was at the top, and I've just ruined it. Okay. That's weird. There's no paper. Usually it comes with some sort of paper that's like you spent this much money, or like an invoice, you know. Maybe it's on top of the game. I can see like white. Come on. Right, what I'll do, I'll move that out of the way, and then I'll refold it up a little bit so you guys can see. At this point, look how much paper. This is one game's worth of paper. Right, we'll do the reveal and the judgment live on the camera. Okay. Not bad. So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare. There's like a little bit of a dent there, but again, with age it's expected, like it could have been way worse. So this is a £95 game with a very cool front cover. I know that the light's reflecting off. I'll try and stop it, but obviously that sticker can come off. Mutate your turtle as you play. So give me 2 seconds. So what I had done is I already have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. I've had this since it released, since I was a kid, because the 2003 Turtles was my Turtles, right? And a few months ago, I learned that there was 2 sequels to it. There was another Turtles game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee, which is also a 2003 era one, and I already had that as well. But there was like official 2 and 3 to this. 3 being £95, 2 being about £25. So I was like, right, we'll save it. We'll do it for a video. But then I ordered it over a week ago now, and typically the way that CEX works with their ordering system is that you order it, and then, depending on the time of day you did it, you might get a "it's ready to be collected by a courier" message, maybe. If it's not the day of, it'll be the next day. And then after the day of "it's ready to be collected," it'll actually be collected, and then it's typically 2 days after that. So historically, when I order things from CEX, and I don't really like ordering things from CEX online because of the way that it works, where you're just sort of hoping for the best, and I also hate waiting for deliveries. I'm one of them that if I've got a delivery coming, there's nothing else I can do that entire day until it is here. I have to sit in and wait. I would much rather, with CEX especially, get in the car and travel to it, go and see it and collect it like that, rather than ordering to the house. Especially because CEX have got this thing where you have to spend £3 per item on delivery, which on a game like this that costs 95 quid, I'm fine with. But for example, one of the games that I got yesterday, Destroy All Humans Big Willy Unleashed, that was a game that cost £1.50. So the delivery for that would have been double the cost of the game, and I didn't want to do that. So I found a way to eventually finally go to a CX that had it. Over an hour away, so it cost more in fuel, but I got other stuff while I was there, so it's okay. Anyway, so what I did was I ordered Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and 3. Now you'll notice that I said "and" there, and I've only got 1. And basically what happened is about a week ago, I got an email, because there was a bit of a delay, first of all. So I ordered this well over a week ago, and it was like, I heard nothing. I didn't even get an invoice, which was strange, because it's like, I've spent like 140 quid here, where's my invoice? Because those invoices are required for tax purposes, you know? And didn't get anything. Ordered other things that came before it, still nothing. And then towards the end of last week, after it had been probably nearly a week since I'd put the order in, I finally got the order email confirmation. And basically what happens is they don't have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 at all. So I've got 1 and 3, but not 2. It was in stock when I bought it. There was 1 in stock in like Bedford. I don't even know where Bedford is, but there was 1 in stock. And now it's not in stock. So I presume that what happened was I click and collect. I did the order, and then maybe the cover was a reprint, so they couldn't send it to me because that's a rule apparently. But then outside of being a reprint, it's now not in stock at all, which it would still be listed as in stock even if it was a reprint. So perhaps they just could not find the disc, and therefore don't have the game full stop. So now I'm stuck with an incomplete collection, which really, really bothers my collector brain, especially because I've got the more expensive one, which is now one of like my top 5 most expensive games. I've got a lot of games in that sort of £90 to £100 bracket at this point. I did nearly buy Godzilla for the PlayStation 4 yesterday. That's a £200 game because I saw that in person and I nearly did it, but I'm like, I don't want to spend £200 on a game that I know is not a very good game. Like, as much as I like owning the cooler things to have in these collections, I try only to get stuff I actually will at some point play, or have in previous times played, or something that would complete a collection of things I have otherwise played. Like, for example, I'm probably getting some Resident Evil games right now that I might not ever touch because they're just not good ones, but I want to complete the collection of Resident Evil games because I've played all of the mainline entries a million times each. You know, like some of the Wii ones I might not do, for example. Anyway, so did we win the CEX lottery on this one? Kind of, but not really. So the good news is that the expensive one, the 95 quid one, arrived, and in good enough condition that I'm not bothered. In fact, does it have a manual? Hey, check that out, it has the manual. And actually, let's check the disc, shall we? It's very rare that I check the discs. I should probably do that a little bit more frequently. By the way, I told you to subscribe, so you better have already done that. But also, you better... Why won't this disc come out? Hang on. You better also click the like button. Come on. Jesus Christ. I don't know if you can see much detail, but it looks pretty pristine. It looks like it's never been used, which is nice, because I bet a lot of these games just haven't. Also, you know how I visit a lot of CEXs? A way that I will judge the quality of a CEX every single time is by how the staff handle the discs. If a staff member puts a thumb on the underside of the disc when they put the game in the spindle thing, I get like a bit of a twitch. It's like, I can't understand how you can work for a game shop and not know how to handle a disc appropriately. Surely that should be like in the training or something, I don't know. I've never said anything, but it's strange when I see that. Like, why are you holding a disc like that? Especially when I'll be buying, like, can you see Haunting Ground up there? That's a £100 game as well. And I think the dude in there may have done it there. And I was like, what are you doing? That is a expensive thumbprint you've just put on there. Like, be careful. Anyway, kind of won the lottery, kind of lost the lottery. Got one of the games that I ordered. The other one, the one that is missing, again, isn't that expensive. It's £25 for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, but they just don't have any. So I've got it on stock alert, and I suppose at some point, hopefully, it'll come back into stock, and I can do an update video on this video. Be like, right, we got it, we got them all. But I'm happy to have that, because it's got a very cool front cover. Like, I don't know, I'll see if I can get it closer to the camera for you, without the like light reflecting and wrecking the shot. The turtles are very like stylized. Like they don't look like that in the show. They just don't. Like, that's how they looked in the 2003 show. Just think, that 2003 turtle show is 21 years old now. It is very strange to me that as I approach my late 20s, that some of my memories are becoming 20 years old. Because you know how you become like sentient and capable of remembering things around 5 or 6. Now that I'm 26, I'm like, yeah, that was 20 years ago. God damn. And it's like, that's a strange thought that I have memories that I can think like sentiently of that were 2 decades ago now. And I'm sure it's only going to get worse as I get older when things become 30 or 40. God, I ain't making it to 50. But yeah, hopefully we get the rest of these. And now I need to spend the rest of my day continuing to fit my shelves, because check this out. Because while I've been arranging the new shelves, obviously I've had to take stuff off the old shelves to make it fit and try and keep franchises together. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, that other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that I was talking about is here. And I have a very, very old Tesco sticker on it from when I got it for £13.97. I don't take off old stickers like that because they're good for memories. But a lot of stuff at the moment is still on the floor as I'm arranging it within the shelves. So that's my next agenda once I end this video, is to go back to doing that. And maybe today, for the first time in what feels like weeks, I'll actually play some games rather than just travelling around and buying them, you know? Maybe? Here's hoping. Possibly. Probably not, though, because I'll find something else to do, I'm sure. I do need a trip to Wolverhampton, and that's a train job, because I won't drive there. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit now. See you in a bit.